Why does it always rain on me? Hello everybody, I am your cultaholic heavyweight WWE something champion Adam Pacitti. This is the beautiful Andrew Hodkinson, and we are here with our Crown Jewel 2023 predictions. Just a bit of a reminder before we start, there's going to be a live stream. Obviously, 100% of the proceeds are going to charity, so if you'd like to join us, it would be great to see you. How are you today?
I'm bloody lovely, thank you. This is like a WrestleMania caliber card, I think, for this show. I'm really excited.
Don't get carried away.
Well, we'll see as we get
There's more matches than 5. There's a lot to go through, so without further ado, let's crack on with the predictions. On the pre-show, yes, you heard me right, there's a bloody pre-show match. It's Sami Zayn versus JD McDonagh. Who have you got, and why pre-show?
Oh, the pre-show match. It's a pre-show match. I'm going to go for a big pre-show babyface pop-in win for Sami Zayn. I think it feels like because Sami's not on the main card, this is a way to kind of just like get him in there and get the babyface pop as well. I think JD McDonagh has been on the back foot for a lot of the stuff within the Judgment Day. He's always getting his head kicked in, and it's going to make no difference here because he's going to get his head kicked in again. What are you going for?
First off, he sells that kick so bloody well, doesn't he?
He's
an amazing seller. Before I give my prediction, do you think this is the return of pre-show matches proper?
No.
Or is this just to get Sami on the card?
I think it's just to get Sami on the card.
Yeah, I think so as well. I hope I'm wrong. I'm also going for Sami. I think you're right, big babyface win. Given his heritage, I think it makes sense for him to get the win, considering where the premium live event is taking place. And at some point, you would probably like to see Sami back in the main event picture.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense to give him a loss against the weakest member, who isn't really a member but sort of a member of Judgment Day. So I think it's Sami Zayn, for sure.
Next up for the WWE Women's Championship, you have Io Sky defending her title against Bianca Belair. Adam, who are you going to go for in this one?
Struggle with this one. This is me going with my head rather than my heart because I want Io's reign to continue, but I think it's going to be Bianca because I think they want to get back to Bianca versus Charlotte at some point, and I think they want the gold involved there. So I know.
I understand.
It's very frustrating. So I think they want to get the belt back on Bianca, which is frustrating as well because like Bianca's title reign, although she had some really good matches, the stories were never really there.
Yeah.
And it certainly wasn't the reign that it should have been for Bianca, and I'm worried that's going to happen again when Io is just sort of getting going. But Bianca, she's just come back. If she doesn't win it here, I don't think it'll be too long before she does win it. But I think they might do it in Saudi Arabia. Who you got?
Oh, I'm going to say Io to retain the championship. Maybe in, I don't want to say surprising fashion, but I guess because you're up against Bianca Belair, maybe it is quite surprising that you actually retain your championship there. I feel like maybe I'm thinking too much into this, and maybe I'm thinking sort of in parallel with what's happening with Drew's character at the moment too. I feel like maybe if Bianca doesn't win, then it kind of can shove her down a path of just being a bit of a brat maybe, and just like going around just demolishing everybody, and then maybe that's when we get like a Bianca Belair versus Charlotte Flair feud. But obviously this is a weird one, Bianca being the heel and Charlotte being the babyface.
No, Charlotte being Charlotte. Charlotte can't be a babyface.
No, she can because she gets the pops on the television now. Like the crowd are always there cheering for her and stuff. But yeah, they are. I'm hoping that Io retains and we continue pushing that storyline ahead, because I do feel like eventually we will get the moment where she breaks away from Damage Control and she proves that she can do this on her own without having Bayley and Dakota Kai at her side all the time.
You're an optimistic man. I like it. I am. And I really hope you're right.
Me too.
Next up, the United States title is on the line as little Rey Mysterio takes on significantly larger Logan Paul. Who have you got and why?
Oh,
Go on.
It's gonna be a Logan Paul. Oh, Bukaki, floppy. It's gonna go wrong for Rey Mysterio. I think Logan Paul is. I feel like WWE want to put a title on him. Now we've got the merger, we've got Endeavor and TKO doing their thing. I feel like giving Logan Paul someone who is like in the cultural zeitgeist, I guess, and is doing not only like the wrestling stuff, he's on podcasts, he's on YouTube, he's doing the boxing stuff as well. He can literally take that WWE Championship, the United States Championship, a mid-card title, which still, I mean, don't take it away for too long, but I feel like he's the sort of person to go around showcasing this belt, and then bringing more people and more eyes into the WWE product. I think he'll be a tremendously arsehole champion as well.
Yep.
If he does finally get it, he's just going to be the biggest dickhead you've ever seen in your entire life. Even more so than perhaps what he is right now. But I do also think that they're going to give Logan the win because I believe he's not won his last few big matches within WWE, and therefore they can give him the win here, have him take the championship off to places, and yeah, that's who I'm going for. What about you?
You've hit the nail on the head. It's all about mainstream publicity.
Yeah.
If he turns up, he does everything, doesn't he? He's all over the shop. If he's there with the United States title, more eyes on WWE. It makes perfect sense. It will piss loads of people off as well, which I really like. I think it's very funny, especially beating Rey Mysterio. I don't think it's going to be clean.
Legend.
I don't think it's going to be clean or anything, nor should it be clean, but it's going to be fantastic. And I actually think there's a nice, happy little ending in this story.
Oh.
Not for Rey Mysterio.
Obviously.
I think LA Knight will be the man to take the belt off Logan Paul.
Oh, and the pop. Imagine the pop from that one.
Exactly.
That makes
sense. So I actually
sense.
think this will all work out in the end.
Yeah.
And out of it, we'll get a real... Because everyone knows LA Knight's not winning. Sorry.
Spoiler alert.
In the predictions and everything. He's not winning the big one. So a United States title reign would be great because I feel like Gunther has obviously done an amazing job elevating the Intercontinental title. It's like everybody loves it. It feels big again. US title's a bit lower, isn't it?
Does
They're
feel
not
that
done
way.
quite as well with the US title. LA Knight could be the man to do that. No disrespect to Rey Mysterio or Logan Paul. Go on.
Then you've
He's
got,
had an idea.
you've got LA Knight, right? And then you've got the United States Championship.
LA United States of America. It's like bloody answer smash on House of Games with Richard Osman.
It writes itself. Next up in singles competition, we have Cody Rhodes going up against Mr. Senior Money in the Bank, Damian Priest. Who have you got in this one and why, Adam?
Senior Money in the Bank.
Senior. Did I say senior instead of
Damian
senior?
Priest. I'm knackered. Right, I actually think this is a bit more complicated than one may initially suspect. Because... obviously, you want to just go Cody. He doesn't lose very often, and he's up against Damian Priest. But then the thought started creeping into my head. They see a big future in Damian Priest. They see big things for him. So a win over Cody Rhodes would be absolutely massive, and an opportunity to kickstart that. So I think there's a possibility that Damian Priest wins this one. Again, won't be clean. Judgment Day interference all over the shop. But because it's Cody, I'm going with Cody still.
Yeah, because it's Cody, and again, I feel like a lot of babyface pops maybe within the Saudi Arabia crowd, they do like a good old pop there. I do think it's going to be Cody, but I feel like this loss for Damian might sort of light a fire under his bum, and maybe that's when we start pushing towards the babyface turn, maybe a slow babyface turn before we actually get to the final thing, but I do feel like this could be the catalyst. Cody recently on Raw was kind of like, he did an impassioned promo on Damian, and it was all about like, you don't really seem to fit anywhere within the Judgment Day. You're kind of just there, and I feel like that really hit home for Damian, and for him to sort of realise that and feel like he doesn't fit in place with this group, and that they're not perhaps like, pushing him further, giving him the opportunities to go further and actually grab that, like a world championship. I feel like this is where Damian starts to like turn a little bit babyface slightly. Maybe we get a handshake after the match. Something
Cody's
like that.
winning, right?
Cody's winning,
right.
But maybe we get a handshake or something after the match, and the rest of the Judgment Day are like, ooh, you are fraternising with the enemy right there, sir. And maybe we can see something go from there. But yes, I do believe Cody Rhodes is going to win this evening.
Next up, the World Heavyweight title is on the line as Seth Freakin Rollins defends against Drew McIntyre. Who have you got and why? What was that?
That's laugh.
That sounded like a crazy frog. What was that? Or a sheep?
I don't know what that was. I'm going for Seth Rollins, obviously. I feel like for the longest time I've always actually been against, like, I feel like the opponent is going to win, especially with the Nakamura stuff recently. So I'm gonna not bet against Seth in this one. I think Seth is gonna win here, but I do think Drew very, very soon will pick up that championship. I think Drew maybe have like has done himself a disservice here, because Drew was the one who was like, Seth, I'm not going to get you from behind. I'm not going to just steal the championship willy-nilly. I want you to be 100% when I beat you, and then I can feel very vindicated in this win that I'm having right now. But I think that might be Drew's downfall, and I think he doesn't do it when Seth is 100% and his back is all messed up and stuff. But Drew can't do it here, and then he has to do it in heelish fashion, sort of later down the line, maybe Survivor Series or something like that. But this is just a bit more fuel into that fire of, oh, is Drew going to go absolutely berserk off the rails, or is he still going to be in this as a sort of in-betweener stage kind of thing for a little bit longer? Who knows? But I do think Seth is retaining his championship at Crown Jewel. Who are you going to go for?
See, I love Drew doing the tweener stuff. I think he's been really compelling for the last, few months that he's been doing that.
Yeah.
And he was somebody who was certainly stagnating. He's done so much, and I feel like they maybe dropped the ball and they're just sort of picking him back up. So part of me is like, Drew should win here, because I don't think, if memory serves, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think Drew has won on pay-per-view since Crown Jewel last year, Karrion Kross.
God, that's long.
Drew needs a really big win on pay-per-view, and I think winning the World Heavyweight title is a really good way of properly reigniting Drew.
Yeah.
I'm struggling with this one.
It's hard.
It is really hard. I'm gonna go for Seth. Seth.
Okay.
But Drew is gonna be the man to dethrone Seth Rollins. I just don't think it's going to be here. And normally I'd be like, hey, Seth should drop the title to somebody who's never held a big one before. I think Drew needs that. I think Drew needs that belt. Especially like with everything that he's saying. He's sort of a bit like Brett back in the day, where he's a heel, but everything he's saying is so justified.
Yeah.
Drew's got that sort of aura about him, and I think you can continue that character really, really well with the belt around that man's waist. And it's been a long time since we've seen Drew with a big and round his waist.
A long time. And I guess you got the sort of the thing as well of like, Drew wanted all this big crowd pop and everything for him being the champion, and maybe when he eventually gets the championship, everybody's booing him, and then you can have that kind of like dichotomy in there as well, which should be kind of cool.
That's a nice word.
Yeah.
Dichotomy.
It's a good word. I don't know if I've used it right. Next up in singles action, we have Jonathan Cena versus the Bloodlines enforcer Solo Sikoa. Who are you going to go for, Adam, in this one?
Right. Whenever John Cena turns up recently, he's been just like that. He's been putting people over, right?
He has.
He should be putting Solo over.
He should be.
He's not going to put Solo over.
Oh my goodness.
Not because John Cena doesn't want to, but I think given the crowd.
Oh no, yeah.
They're going to give Cena. It's not going to be clean at all. But Cena, by hook or by crook, is going to win this thing, and it's annoying that he put so many other people over. Like, they shouldn't have let Adam put over Theory, for example. I know it wasn't clean again.
Yeah.
This should have been a massive win for Solo, who they've done a really good job protecting. And it might be. I might be totally wrong here, but I think. I don't know, just a hunch. I think Cena's winning.
Oh, I've gone for the opposite side of things. I think Solo Sikoa's winning, because you don't want to make him look... I mean, you can have multiple ways in which you still make him look strong but lose, especially with like Jimmy getting involved and everything, but I think Solo comes out on top. The narrative obviously being spun is that Cena hasn't won a televised singles match in like over 2,000 days or something, and obviously that feels like he's lit a fire in his belly, he's finally going to do it, but I think he's going to get spiked straight in the throat. And that's your lot. 1, 2, 3, you're done. We don't sort of know, or I believe at least we don't sort of know if his run is extending past Crown Jewel, just because of all the SAG-AFTRA stuff and things happening. Obviously that's still continuing, so there is sort of space for Cena to stay and push things forward a little bit further as well, perhaps if he does get the win. But if he's going out, just go out and give Solo the high. Having beat John Cena in quite decisive fashion maybe as well. Maybe even that kind of makes Roman look a little bit weak in the process too, because, people have to get involved, don't they, to help Roman.
And Solo does it on his own.
Yeah.
I like that. I do like that.
So yes, I'm being optimistic with Solo Sikoa beating Jonathan Cena and tearing his throat out. That'll be lovely.
Next up, the WWE Women's World title is being defended in fatal 5-way action as Rhea Ripley takes on Nia Jax, who takes on Raquel Rodriguez, who takes on Shayna Baszler, who takes on Zoey Stark. Who have you got and why?
Oh, this is why I always do this. Can I get it higher than I did last time? Oh, this is my brutality! Like that one. That hurt.
Problem is, when you're on camera with me, you can't see anything, so you have to angle it in such a way because we're so... all they saw is the tip of your shoe. I can do a piece of piss, right? I can probably touch the top.
No, oh, you're right. That is just like the tip of my shoe.
All it looks like you're doing is that. This is what I do. This is my brutality.
And this is my brutality by saying that Rhea Ripley is going to retain the championship. I keep talking about the narratives of the stories of these things, but the narrative is that Rhea's like, look, I'm the most dominant woman on the Raw roster right now, and I think this goes to show, I think perhaps she even pins Nia Jax in the whole proceeding, pins the monster among monsters. Yeah, because then it makes the other ones still look strong. If Rhea Ripley pins Nia Jax, then at least the others still look strong, and then you could push them forward in further feuds down the line.
I disagree.
Really?
I think she pins anybody but Nia.
Oh, I don't know.
Like, otherwise, why have they brought Nia back?
Well, exactly.
If she's already... No, totally. I'm with you there. But really, you want a big singles program with Rhea. If she pins her in the 5-way match, I think that's a bit of a... because otherwise, why is she there?
I mean, you make a good point, but I think maybe... in my mind, she does defeat Nia Jax, gets the pin on Nia Jax, and then she is like, look, I'm the most dominant woman, I'm the most dominant women's champion within this industry right now, and that is when you can introduce Jade Cargill, perhaps even post-match, or maybe on Raw, to be like, I'm here now, hello, I'm on Raw proper, and I'm the next challenger for your championship.
You're pinning too much, and you keep doing it on Cargill going to a specific place. Yeah. You put her where she's handy. And you might be right.
Maybe.
She might turn up there. I don't know. I think Rhea wins. I agree with you. And I think it's dominant as well. I think she beats everybody. And a lot of people are saying, hey, because there are 5 of them, Rhea doesn't have to be pinned. This is a way to protect Rhea moving forward. No, I think she just beats them all.
I reckon,
I don't know who she pins, but I would prefer it not to be Nia. Not that I want to see a singles program, a proper one between Rhea and Nia. But because I think they're going to do it. And
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, why is she back then? She's right.
She is. Well, exactly. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, Rhea for me.
And finally, for the undisputed WWE Universal title, you have the champion Roman Reigns defending against LA Knight. Yeah! Who are you going to go for and why?
Oh, the reverb on that.
That was very echoey.
This is a soundproof room. What a pro. I'm taking Roman Reigns, obviously.
Yeah.
I love LA Knight. I think he's great fun. Love seeing his organic growth.
Yes.
It's just been great. But he's not beating Roman Reigns, obviously. But hopefully they'll protect him. I think they will.
I think they'll protect him.
Bloodline interference and all that. Again, how are you feeling about the story at this point?
I think the problem is it's just predictable at this point in terms of when you go up against someone like Roman Reigns, you kind of know that Roman's coming out on top. The majority of the time, at least, anyway. Obviously, we had the stuff at last year's WrestleMania.
If the title's on the line, Roman's keeping it for now, right?
Yeah. I do think, as you were saying earlier, I do think good things are in LA Knight's future in terms of beating Logan Paul, perhaps, for a United States Championship. I think that would be great for his career. And also, like, a nice little thing before maybe eventually getting to the point where he does get the WWE Championship or the World Heavyweight Championship down the line in the future. But yeah, it's got to be Roman. I do think they'll probably have some shenanigans. Jimmy gets involved or Solo gets involved, and to keep Knight looking strong at least anyway. But yeah, I mean, you can't bet against Roman Reigns, can you really?
It doesn't pay off.
It doesn't.
Very often when you do.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's Roman Reigns. I think it'll be a really good show, this one.
Me too.
9 matches. Really, really looking forward to it. Once again, we're going to be live streaming it. It's all for charity. If you'd like to come and join us, please do. On top of that, you got What Happened At following the show, and we will see you. Oh, it's a bloody lovely start time for us.
Oh, it certainly is.
4 p.m. on Saturday afternoon. Beautiful.
I don't know why I licked my finger. Like, that's tasty. That is dirty.
They're like hot.
Like,
nice.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. See you there.